Hello and welcome to the Public Square. Have you ever looked at the young people in your life, your children, your students, the next generation, and wondered, how can I possibly prepare them for a world that feels so heavy? We hear so much about the challenges they face: mental health, peer pressure, political division, and even social pressure. It's easy to feel like hope is in short supply. But what if the key to a better, more peaceful world isn't about shielding them from these problems, but about truly empowering them to be part of the solution? Today, we are diving deep into that question. I'm thrilled to welcome Dr. Alex Riazati, a humanistic psychotherapist and motivational speaker whose work sits at the beautiful intersection of healing and inspiration. Dr. Alex Riazati helps young people not only navigate their inner world, but also find the courage to step into the outer world and shape it for the better. We'll be exploring how we, as the adults in their lives, can move beyond just giving advice. We'll talk about how to truly accompany them, how to turn their anxiety into action, and how to cultivate a hope that is realistic, resilient, and powerful. Dr. Riazati, welcome to the Public Square.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, how are you finding Botswana so far? You've been around.
Very good. I enjoyed it. I, in particular, loved the friendly faces that I have met, the word that I have received from everywhere that I went into the public.
That's very good.
So I'm blessed.
And welcome back to Botswana.
Thank you,
Dr. Riazati is based in Los Angeles. He's actually a scientist, but also a humanistic psychotherapist. Tell me, humanistic psychotherapy, what is it all about?
Yes, see, as the word suggests, is humanistic is one word, psychotherapy is a second. Humanistic means everybody, before being Persian, American, African, is a human. So because of being a human, that means it's beautiful, is noble, and should be respected as a human being. What does psychotherapy means? Means helping every individual not to ever forget that he is a noble, she is a precious human being, and to help the individual, young or old, to navigate throughout the problems, using always that nobility that he or she has within. So humanistic doesn't label anybody, doesn't say you are sick, doesn't say you are low. It says you are human. And we have to help you, psychologists, empower you, enable you to go through these transitions of the world affairs.
Very good. And because we are going to be focusing on the youth, young people right now, especially here in our country, they do not have much hope. And as a result, a lot of them are going into substance abuse, alcohol and drug abuse, and even, crime in some cases because of the hopelessness. And the same youth would otherwise like to make a contribution, whether it's to humanity, to the economy, to developing their country. But because of these challenges that they face on a daily basis, resulting in them being hopeless. They then resort to all these things. What practical steps as a humanistic psychotherapist would you take to address this problem?
See, I'm very glad that you raised that question. What is hope? Hope is ability to know that there is a future. Hope means the situation that I am in, it can be better. Whether you are a youth or an adult, you find yourself in a situation that you feel that you have no value. Whatever you do, it doesn't get anywhere. Then you actually become trapped within the social, political, economical, family pressures. But you have to do something about it. So you choose drugs, not because you want to go to drugs initially. You use alcohol, you do very, very unprotected sex. You, like you said, become violent. It's not really because you want to be violent. No human being wants to be violent. These are defense. Depression. When it is oppression, depression, hopelessness takes place. So, when a person goes to drug, it's not because he wants to go to drug. It's a defense against insanity. See how do I reframe it? That he wants to be noble, he wants to be useful, he wants to be respected, especially if you're a youth. He wants to know that there is a better future, better tomorrow. When he doesn't see these, and there is no one to guide him, accompany him, then he goes to something to take his mind out of this, goes to drug, goes to sex, goes to violence, and all those that they know. I'm working with these people. They know it is a wrong thing. Nobody wants to hurt somebody else. But that is a defense. I am miserable, and nobody is here to help me. So I use drugs as an opium. This is an opium that I can suppress those pain. But they know that it doesn't solve it. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So first thing that a humanistic psychologist does is that when a youth comes and sits here, first and foremost, we do not consider, I would not consider, oh, there is a sick person in my office. There is a person who is violent. No. I say, this is a young man and woman who is noble, who deserves to be successful, deserves to be hopeful. And then I use the art of listening, not talking, not judging, not labeling, not saying, here it is. I sent you to a psychiatrist to give you a medication. No. I first listen to see what is his crisis. And then when I hear the crisis, and two youths might not have the same crisis. They may look the same. See, both of them are using drugs, but it is for different reason. So humanistic, the first thing that we do, give them shelter of support. That causes them to be themselves. I am not going to judge you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to put you down.
Mm-hmm.
Just brother, tell me what's happening. And then they start to unravel. This is what I was, the victim of crime. My family was a broken family. I didn't have a food to eat. I have a physical problems. When I listen, the first and foremost is crisis management. Because unless we provide safety for a person, no matter what you do, he's not going to sink in. So that is first.
Mm-hmm.
Have a hearing ears. Without any bias, you should not judge me and then heal me. Because if you do that, you actually have created a hierarchy. I am above, you are lower, therefore I am here to help you. No, we are equal. We are a human being. I, as a psychotherapist, have a challenge in my life.
Of course.
You have a challenge.
We all have challenges.
So then I come to the point that you just mentioned. We all have a challenge. So if there is a challenge, there are ways to meet the challenge. Because challenges are created by humans, interactions, and therefore there has to be a resolution for it. So the first and foremost thing is to emotionally support that young man. Why you are like this? Never use why. Well,
don't blame them.
Don't blame them. Do not try to make them to feel sorry that they are there. Do not embarrass them. Embrace them, but do not embarrass them. So, in order to lead to another section, humanistic psychologist says, this is a jewel called X or Y. Alex, Larry. But this has been wrapped in so much troubles that even that jewel is hidden from the person that carries it. So my role as a humanistic psychologist is to unwrap these external, that person sees the light which is shining within him. Do you know, I give you an example. I had a young man who was a drug addict, came to me, was very violent. He looked at me. He said, you remind me of a Hitler. I, as a humanistic psychologist, I understand how you feel.
You didn't get angry with him.
No, because anything that he or she says, that is a pointer for me to go and find a real problem. Okay, David, I never told me I'm Hitler.
Mm.
What makes you to see that in me? It's very interesting. Please tell me about it.
That's right.
And then he takes me back. My face, my shape reminds him of his childhood trauma with his father.
Mm.
Do you see? So it wasn't about Hitler.
Hitler, yeah. Good. Let's hold it there, Doc. If you are just joining in, we are on the public square. Today, we are in conversation with Dr. Alex Riazati. He is a humanistic psychotherapist, and we are talking about the youth, how they can be empowered, how they can be helped to have inner strength so that they can deal with the world. We'll continue our conversation on the other side of the break. Welcome back to the public square. Today we are in conversation with Dr. Alex Riazati. Dr. Riazati is a humanistic psychotherapist. We are talking about the youth today, how the youth can be helped, assisted, and accompanied to develop inner strength and resilience so that they can contribute towards making this world a better place. Welcome back,
Oh, thank you.
Dr. Riazati.
Thank you so much.
When we went for the break, you were explaining to my audience your experience with the young man who said you reminded him of Hitler. And then he said the reason why he was saying that was because when he was younger, he had this problem with his dad. If you could just
Sure.
develop the point.
So
and then close
actually
it.
then what he was telling me, without he telling me, that you remind me, you are pushing the hot buttons in me that when you push it, the stress comes to mind, the suffering comes to mind, and therefore I am becoming anxious, anxiety. So I said, wow, do you want to talk about it? He says, actual case. He said, no, I rather not. I said, what would you like to talk about? See, enabling, empowering. I want to see, how do you see the problem? And then he started to say, yes, we didn't have money. My father was alcoholic, and he was abusing me and my sister. So see, I made him to talk to go a little bit further. Then I said, very unfortunate. What did you do? He said, I was just quiet. Because if I talked, I would get hit. And my mother could not help me, because if my mother wanted to say something, my mother would get it. So do you see, it is trauma. And then I went to the next phase, because I do not want to keep him in that spot, because it only creates anxiety.
Yep.
It only creates despair. I wanted to go inside of him to bring his love for himself now, the gauge that creates self-esteem. Now, I asked him, tell me about yourself now. He's about 16 years of age. He says, what do you mean? I said, what do you do that really makes you happy? He says, drawing. I said, wow, drawing? Can you draw something for me? Do you know what did he say? He started crying.
Oh, shame.
He said, nobody asked me to do something for him, because I always felt I have no value. I have nothing to offer. So I learned as a humanistic psychologist, this person has some noble thing. I have to just find it. Not find it through my method, rather inquiring about his method of reaching his own potential. To make a long story short, I helped this young man to draw. I connected him with some other people who draw. And then we try to accompany him. I said, if you want to draw very well, don't you think you have to get rid of drugs that you can concentrate? And do you know what it is saying? He said, I never was welcomed. This is why I would draw, I tear it apart. Now you tell me I can show it to somebody else.
Yeah.
So humanistic level 2, social interest. If you feel, I feel, that young man feels, that is helpful to society, it gains self-esteem, self-worth, and eventually gets rid of these problems such as addiction.
That's right.
If the addiction is not genetic, so what I do is, after I establish trust, then I say, would you like to have a help? But nobody judges you.
Yes.
It only provides environment. So they get a medical help, they get a spiritual help, and they get a physical help. So the point of the story is this. When the people come to you, especially youth, they do not have hope because nobody facilitated hope in them.
That's right.
They are stuck in that Hitlerian perspective. Therefore, they are afraid to make relationship with you because they are afraid you be the next Hitler. Do you see that?
That's right.
And then eventually they say, maybe I have to be a Hitler too. This is why you see that they become violent. This is why they want to get back, because that was the model that they have. So what I am doing, I say we can change the model. The model which reflects your security, your self-confidence, and then enable them. What do you mean enable them? give them tools,
That's right.
empower them.
Empower them.
What
Yeah.
does empower mean? Means they already have the will,
Mm.
so they do it. What do you do? Encourage them.
Facilitate them. Yeah. I think you've made your point, Doc. Actually, it brings me to the next question. Especially here in our country, young people are faced with the real challenge of mental health issues, depression, to the point of a lot of young people are actually taking their own lives, committing suicide.
Unfortunately.
And this is across the board. It's not like it's just people who are abandoned or just in despair and hopeless. No, I'm even referring to kids of middle class families. Some of these kids are actually either at school or they are working, but mental health is still a problem.
Exactly.
What is the problem, and how do you address that problem from a humanistic psychotherapist
See,
perspective?
I am happy you said something. Qualifier. It is not about only the poor or a certain class. You can feel despair, you can feel hopelessness, and you may experience mental health issue. Now, I have people who are rich, but they have a mental problem. The first and foremost is that you do not define those people with their mental illness. For instance, I have a depression. Don't say, hello, Mr. Depression. I am a human being who am experiencing depression. Do you see? That's the first thing that we do. Do not label them. Rather than labeling them, you find something good in them. Hello, what a beautiful clothes you wear. What, your face is so shining. See, I say this thing that should be authentic, true, to get away from label. Then you have to find out this mental disorder. Does it have a genetic predisposition? Is it environmental? Is it family? Is it a social circumstances? All of these things have to be examined. And then you have a body of experts, medical doctors, biologists, comes and says, let's see your mind. Maybe the chemical in your brain need to be balanced. So then, although you have a mental disorder, but ontology or the primal cause in two different people are not the same. So they do not have the same treatment. Now, let me give you an example again of a youth. A youth comes, suffers from depression. The first and foremost is, does he really have depression? Maybe it's a stress that is overwhelming. Why do people have anxiety? Is it fear? Is it insecurity? Is it because I compare myself to somebody else? Especially in youths. The youth and social media. They learn not to be themselves. that creates fear, that creates anxiety, that creates duality.
Mm.
You look at it in Instagram, the people like you every night goes to party. And I want to tell your audience that majority of those things that you see in Instagram is just a show.
It's a show.
It is just a show. The only thing, the difference is they want to show you they are happy, but they are not happy. But if you try to be yourself,
Mm.
when you are your own self,
Mm-hmm.
you reduce mental anguish.
Mm.
Because remember, my dear friend, every human being has three important sections: his soul, his mind, his feelings, and his body. When you have an emotional problem, you cannot address very well your body. You have to address your emotional problem. When you have a mental problem, you cannot say, I wear a nice pants and my mental problem goes away. So what we are teaching them, choose a method that you are your own self, and your true self is beautiful, because your true self says, I am good regardless of how people judge me.
Mm-hmm.
I am not responsible to how people judge me. I am responsible that my day is filled with happiness. And happiness is when I don't lie, I don't cheat, and I serve others. So as you can see, in response to your question, mental health is a very universal challenge. But how to address them, you have to go to the root cause. The root cause can be your expectation, your training, your environment as a child, or above all, you have tried to allow those environments to define you.
Mm.
So we want, as a humanistic psychologist, to say, redefine yourself. You are beautiful, you are able, and you do not owe to anybody to prove yourself.
Mm.
You just want to be who you are.
You don't have to be validated by somebody
Exactly.
else. Yeah.
Do you see that? That is, of course, what I suggest to the audience. If you have this type of problems, seek help. Seek help from a competent physician, competent counselor. Your father, your mother, your friends are good, but they are not counselors.
Get professional help.
Professional help, and rule out medical conditions. That is very important.
That's important. Yeah.
Because, do you know, sometimes I'm depressed because of weather.
It's possible. Yeah.
They call it seasonal depression. So first we have to understand.
That's right.
Second, we have to motivate people that nobody wants to be depressed. And the people say, I want to sleep all the time. You ask them, why do you want to sleep? But you have slept since last night. He says, I do not want to face the world. So that is a good thing I heard. I have to enable, empower him to face the world.
Well, yeah. Let's hold it there. Let's hold it there, Doc. If you are just joining in, we are on the public square. And today we are in conversation with Dr. Alex Riazati. Dr. Riazati is actually a scientist. He's worked for Boeing. Is it
Space.
Aerospace? He's a rocket scientist. But today, we are talking to him as a humanistic psychotherapist. And we are talking about the youth, how the youth can be empowered so that they can develop inner strength and mental fortitude so that they can be able to face the world and make a positive contribution. We continue the conversation on the other side of the break. Welcome back to the Public Square. Today we are in conversation with Dr. Alex Riazati. Dr. Riazati is a humanistic psychotherapist, and we are discussing the issue relating to empowerment of the youth, how we can help the youth develop inner strength, mental fortitude, so that they can deal with whatever kind of challenge that the world throws at them. Welcome back, Dr. Riazati.
Sure, thank you.
So far, we have talked quite a bit about all these challenges that, especially social ills,
That's right.
that young people either are faced with or engage in, unfortunately. Now I want to turn to something else, still related, and this is the problem of entitlement. A lot of our youth feel entitled. How do you help young people turn entitlement to healthy self-worth and respect for others?
Beautiful. As a psychologist, why do you feel you are entitled? See, let's take it from there. Forget even the youth, adult, because there are many adults who feel they are entitled to have that. Why? Is it because they were deprived? That now they say, I need to have it, I should have it. If I don't have it, I will do anything to have it.
Yeah. Even kill you.
And justifies the means. So we have it. At the institutional level, we have it. Political level, we have it. Family and individual. So we say, what is entitlement? They say entitlement is a feeling that you think that you should have something. Humanistic psychologist says that is the problem. Should never come.
Should.
Should, what do you mean should? Everything is subject to change. There is only thing that you should have, nobility. There is one thing that you should have, you are entitled, dignity, respect, a true respect. You are entitled to one thing, trustworthiness, self-confidence, self-respect. This is entitlement, a true one. When we do not have those, then we feel handicapped. Then the mind tricks us. If you have more money, you will be happy.
Happy. Yeah.
But then you will see many people have a lot of money,
They are not happy.
but they are not happy. And also, like Krishna in Gita says, do you know, entitlement is like a well. Do you know well?
A well, yes, a well of
A
water.
well that when you go in it, you go deep, 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 doesn't have any end to it. And you are always thirsty. Although you went for water, you get more thirsty. Why? He says entitlement doesn't count based on a spiritual nobility. When you feel weak, when you do not want to address the real issue, entitlement becomes like an addiction to the material things. Then you have two problems. First is that you have to do anything to anyone in order to get what you want. Then you lose one core principle, relationship issue. You do not serve somebody else because they are human. You serve them because you want to get something out of it.
That's right.
Do you see that? Now, if you have a child that during the first 5 years has gone through a healthy physical, emotional, intellectual development which is secure, the child would not feel entitled because the root cause is insecurity. This is why I highly recommend the people to read a book by Abraham Maslow. Maslow created a ladder that said, when you are 2 years old, you need these needs.
Hierarchy of needs, yeah.
Hierarchy of needs. This hierarchy of needs, what is in the top? Self-actualization, right? The more self-actualized you are, the less depression, less insecurity, less entitlement. Wow. So again, it comes back to you. So what do I do then? I give you some practical steps. Face the problem the way it is. Don't hide. Don't try to mask it. When we gave an example of you act
Look like
according to the peer pressure, you are masking it. You are depressed, but you show yourself in the parties every day. These will make you more removed from happiness. It takes away hope. Why? Because it's not real. So the first thing, physically you have to be healthy. I tell the youth, eat well, exercise well. So it is this body. And then, most importantly, goes to your emotion. Regulate your emotion. What does regulate your emotion mean? Don't overdo it with attachment to something. And do not become passive. Find a middle one. Because anger and passivity, they are the two extremes of creating anger, disappointment for you. Wow. See, you asked a simple question. Where did I get you? So what am I trying to say? Emotionally, you have to say, this house, this car is a means, is not the end. My value is not because I drive a Mercedes Benz or I drive a ordinary car, intellectually, because the purpose of car is for me to get from point A to point B. If you have a Mercedes Benz but it's not moving, what do you want to do? So you need to, if you are youth, read a book. There are many, many of these books called Managing Your Minds. Entitlement is a sign of insecurity inside. You feel hopeless. You experience the people who were with you, they were not faithful. They abandoned you. The more abandoned you felt, the more attachment. I do not want to be in that environment anymore. And that feeling causes you to actually break boundaries with others. You do not respect the rights of others. You do not learn to share. You do not learn to be compassionate. And when you do not have this quality of compassionate, resiliency, detachment, then you become more angry. When you become more angry, you lose hope. Because hope is when your mind, your emotion, and your body are synchronizing towards social interest. This is a key point. If you want to be happy, you need to find something that is beneficial for society. And you concentrate on them. Concentrate on that service. And then you do not need to be entitled to anything. Because
But a young person will say to you, before I can be of service to society, I have to look after myself first,
of course,
and be happy
see,
before I can make somebody else
beautiful.
happy.
This is why, in a true sense, the systems have to work together. Parents have responsibility. Educational system have a responsibility. Political system have a responsibility. And when these are not aligned, then you feel anxiety. Then you feel hopeless. Then you feel alone. The root cause is that you feel alone inside. What am I saying is, you have to navigate it. And help comes to you. Jesus says, you knock the door, it shall be open. Jesus says, kingdom of God is within thee. It's not outside. It's not money. Do you know how many clients do I have that are multi-rich? When they come to my office, their clothes color has to match the car that they drive. But they are not happy.
But they are not happy.
Do you know why?
Yeah.
Because happiness is not in the material things. If you have a nice watch, does it make you happy?
Doesn't make you happy. Are there any other practical steps that young people can take on a daily basis, as individuals or even as a collective, besides what the ones that you have mentioned?
Sure. One thing that I highly recommend that has been useful is don't define yourself to be a negative person. Always look at the positive of life. When you challenge come, when there is a difficulty, rather than considering a difficulty, look at it as a challenge, opportunity for growth. To say it very short and sweet. This is what humanistic psychologists say. The life is about fighting with those forces that disable you. We cannot write a single prescription for everyone, but we have common directives. Common directive is what? Friends that you choose. You associate with the friends
We have 30 seconds left.
that are positive. They made it. They are not entitled. Second, don't use negative. Do not curse. You may not believe it. Don't curse. Oh, damn you, damn this, damn that. This only zaps your positive energy. In everything that happens, try to find some positive things in it. Make sense?
Makes a lot of sense. I think that's where I want to leave it for today, Dr. Riazati. Thank you very much. This has been such an insightful conversation. We have seen that empowering young people isn't about having all the answers or fixing the world for them. It's about sitting with them in their vulnerability, helping them trust their own inner voice, and then walking with them as they take those first brave steps toward change. The idea that really sticks with me is that self-care isn't a distraction from the work. It is the fuel for the work. It's a reminder that building a peaceful world starts from the inside out. Dr. Riazati, thank you so much for being here. To our listeners, I hope you feel a little more equipped to empower, encourage, and accompany the young people in your own life. Thank you for listening. Please take a moment to subscribe, share this episode with someone who needs to hear it, and we'll see you next time.